is the official start of football season, and I got a direct message from one Pat Wooey, a member of the league, an official member of the League of Dummies. He's joined up. He is a big fantasy football fan, and he said, "Dom, we got to get this fantasy football league going," and I agree with him. I definitely want to get a fantasy football league going. So I think what we're gonna do. Well, first we have to figure out what is going on with which league we should start with, because I am. I've only ever done the Yahoo leagues, Mikey. I have you.
Okay.
And now what league? I can't because I texted you earlier. And I think you said you did the ESPN league before.
ESPN, yeah, I love ESPN. They've
Okay.
always been the best. When I mind you, I haven't been on Yahoo probably in 7 years, and I only run one league every year, which is
Yeah.
this one. But I've always had great experiences with ESPN, and I know my commissioner chooses. He goes through and he does mock leagues in both of them each year to see how the playability and everything like that works. And he gives us a nice little tutorial, and we vote on where our league's going to be through every year.
As far as okay, so but every year it's been so it basically comes down
ESPN
to
every year.
ESPN. Well, I did Google to see which one is the best and or most used, and it does say ESPN is the most used by far. Like even over like 22 million people use that, and like 4 people use the NFL's one, which is really
And
weird
I
to
was
me.
curious. We're not, you guys, I'm curious whether or not Pat Wooey and you were fans of PPR or standard scoring.
I see. I actually don't know which I was doing to tell you the truth. What is that points per reception? Is there
Yes.
what? Okay, I don't know the difference really because I just assumed I was playing that, or is it only like they have to get a certain number of
most
receptions to
leagues
get points?
most leagues most leagues are PPR. It's more of the higher scoring stuff. Yeah, I think you get points for receptions, points for rush attempts. Um, yeah, I just don't like it. We're a standard scoring league, so I was just curious.
Oh, Pat Wooey's got a great point. That stat tracker for Yahoo is awesome. Do they have that for ESPN, like live stat tracking? Like it's telling you in real time where they're at on the yard, like when somebody's in the red
Yeah.
zone. Oh, you have all
Yep.
that? Okay, Pat.
Yep.
So Pat Wooey, superfan donation too. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, bro. All right. So it's to be determined officially at this point which one we're gonna do. We'll look a little bit more into it. I'll figure out. Maybe what I'll do is because the fantasy football league I was in was on the old show, was like the corporate one, like that Dieter ran, and there was like a
Hmm.
salespeople in it and stuff like that. So he kind of ran all that. So I was just in it. I just went, okay, cool. Here's my money, and then basically just gave him my money because he would always win or whatever. But um, so from there, um, maybe I'll shoot him a text and say, what was our league? Was it PPR or standard or whatever? Because I honestly don't remember. So I have to. Maybe I'll shoot him a text. I should probably see how he's doing. By the way, I saw. Um, is he back? I saw he's back.
Yep.
Yeah, how's he? What did he go through? How is he? Is he okay? Is he
They
walking
removed
weird?
like 9 inches of his colon. He talked about shitting himself a couple times.
Oh man,
Um, but other than that, yeah, I think he's literally just going crazy because he can't lift heavy things.
that's all. That's right. He's got no pucker
Yeah,
power anymore,
he's
so he can't lift at
well
all.
that
Nothing.
and the laparoscopic surgery through his abdomen and everything like that. I think he's got like 6 incision little spots or 3 or 4 incision spots, and
I'm,
those little spots in your abdomen are so hard. When I got my appendix taken out, not my appendix, my what the hell is that thing called? But yeah, appendix, isn't it?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, the other one, tonsils is up here now. Appendix. When I had my
Yeah,
appendix out, I
appendix.
remember
Yeah.
it was tiny little incisions through my abdomen, and that was the most painful thing I've ever had in my entire life. I had to roll to get out of bed for like 6 weeks.
I just assumed they went into his asshole. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just an idiot. I just assumed they went into his asshole. So, poor guy. Well, I hope he's okay. I'm glad to know that he's back, and I hope they got everything and all his scans come back clean after all that shit, because that's a lot to go through for just the hope that you get that scan come back clean. So, boy,
Yeah.
That's a sad situation going on over there. So I hope he's okay. So yeah, I should probably shoot him a text, ask him, say hope you're doing well and all that shit. Anyway, Vanilla Charlie said do 2 leagues, one on Yahoo and one on ESPN. Well, let's first off let's figure out how many people are actually interested in this before we do it. Let's make sure we can get at least one league do it. I don't know.
Yeah, and we can vote on it. If guys want to do Yahoo over ESPN, I don't give a shit where it is.
Okay, we can think of something like that then. So for now, I think what I'm going to have everyone do, if you want in on this league, what do you think? Do you think you want to do a hundo? I think that's a good.
I'm down for whatever.
Yeah, I think that's a good number. I think that's a nice clean number if people are interested in doing it. And if that's too much, let me know. We can figure it out. But I think that's a nice even number for everybody to do. And I figure what we do is if you're interested in doing it, shoot me an email, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. And then whatever one you email from, obviously, or whatever account you'd probably end up using for, to log in with, because that's what I'd end up doing is sharing it right back to you on that one once I create the league. So I think what we do then is just let me know how many want to do it. Anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. If we can put together a full league, we do that. And if we need to do more, we consider a second one. But I'll be shocked if we get more than one league put together. And this isn't just for the dudes, by the way.
Point, like oh God, if you're into football, let's get it. I'd love to take ladies' monies too. Let's go.
Yeah, because there were a couple girls in the league that I was at at the radio station. They actually did pretty good. So I think a hundo's a good buy-in.
If there's a hundo behind this, and we're talking a 12-team or 14-team league, I am all about it, and I am coming for that crown.
All right, perfect. So what we'll do is then so make sure you guys email me if you're interested. I think probably what I'll do is I'll just end up like sharing my Venmo with somebody or like anybody who wants to get in on it. And then I'll just hold it like an escrow until the end of the season. And then, so there you go. I think that'd probably be the easiest way to do it. And then, that's it. So if you want in on the fantasy football league, the Another Dumb Show, Another Dumb Fantasy Football League, well, all you got to do is email. Oh my God.
We can do a live draft and broadcast during the draft.
Yeah, we could just. We can't broadcast the draft, but we could. Oh, what are you saying? You lost me because I'm like,
we could literally do the show. We could do the draft while we're doing the show.
Yeah, I could absolutely put together a thing where it's all everybody who's in on it, and we could even do it like a members only if people don't want to watch it or whatever. We could do. It could be. That's one of the things.
V-Mix draft. Oh my God, let's go.
Yeah, I believe, I don't know how many calls I can do at once. I think, let's see, on the old show, were we doing 7 or 8 at a time? Or was it only 6 at a time? I can't remember. I don't know what my limit is. I might have a limit on how many I can do. It might be 8. So we'll have to see how that works. If not, maybe we get a couple people on the phone too, if we have to, depending on how many. Let's see how many people we get in the fucking league first. Let's make sure we fill up a league at this point. So, but yeah, so I really want to do that. I'd love to have some ladies in on it too. So, once again, everybody, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. That is the way to get into the league. And isn't he fighting Nate Diaz this Saturday?
It's a big fight for him, man. If he loses this fight, he's kind of back down to obscurity, and he's going to be fighting YouTube boxers, and you really see whether or not this dude's head's in the fight game. Or if he wins this fight, Conor McGregor's next.
Do you think there's any chance he's going to beat Nate Diaz?
Yeah.
Really? You think Jake Paul's that legitimate of a boxer?
Dude, he has a legit punching power. He's knocked out some really good fighters.
So you're saying
Woodley's nose pushover.
If he catches someone, you're saying then it could be.
Who knows how well the scar tissue on Nate's head is? Nate likes to leak. Like Nate has had 2 out of his last 3 fights ended because of TKOs because he had cuts too big over his eye.
So if he gets that, he could win on a technicality or just catch him with a big bomb or. All right.
An incidental headbutt, an elbow, something like that. But I am rooting for Nate Diaz. Nasty Nate is one of my favorite fighters in UFC's history. It's him and Donald Cerrone are probably the top 2 favorite fighters I've ever watched.
All right. Hello. Welcome to another Dumb Show. I'm another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining us this evening on issue number 79. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate you guys streaming on my tube. You know how good it feels when you guys are streaming on my tube. I love the way it feels having you guys here on the tube with me. I hope you guys are having a good evening. I hope you had a good day today. So far, my day's been pretty good. I think, guys, the phones are working. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. Give us a call. Let us know what you've been up to. Let us know what's on your mind. Just call to say hi for all I fucking care. I pay for these goddamn phones, so it'd be great to have people just call in on them. So phones should be back up and running. If for some reason you call and it just starts ringing and you guys aren't able to get through, if it just rings and rings and rings and you don't notice me like maybe kind of looking this way like I'm going to pick something up or something, let me know in the chat because, or email me if you're not in the chat. Just let me know because it works and then it stops working again for some reason. So I spent a lot of time on emailing back and forth with the tech support people in Great Britain, and they were not real thrilled with me, I don't think, because they had promised that they had mentioned before in the past, and I'll never understand this. This guy sent me an email in the past saying, if we can't figure out the port forwarding for the firewalls or whatever the hell it is that makes this all work, he'll remote view in and I'll be able to talk to him about it. And he'll be able to literally just look in my computer from afar, and I don't know why my mom is calling me while I'm live. I'll be able to look into my computer. I'll have them look into my computer and they can dig in and change any firewall settings or whatever. But I think I figured those out on my own before. The phones were working back in the day, before I I updated my license for my software and everything broke. So I'm emailing them back and forth today, and they're like, this might be an issue on your end. We're not going to be able to help you out. I'm like, whoa. No, it was working fine, and then I paid for it, and it stopped working. So how could it? Nothing has changed on my end. I've changed no settings, nothing. How could it be my end? So it was a pretty nasty email. Not nasty, just, very straightforward, actually. It was just matter of fact. It wasn't nasty by any means. Just matter of fact about what the problem is and how it can't be my fault. And I heard back, we'll talk about, we're wrapping up our workday here. We'll have to talk about it more tomorrow. And I was like, I just left it at that. I was annoyed and just frustrated, and I just left it at that. And then 5 minutes later, out of nowhere, I get a, hold on, phones are definitely working. Every once in a while, and actually, I'm glad this person called because I have somebody I'm going to be talking to this person here about this person here in a little bit. Anyway, long story short, I've already made it a long story, but they, the tech support people got back to me and gave me a very simple setting to get everything up and running, and now they're working, as a matter of fact. So Aussie Sam sent in a super fan donation there. He says, the Aussies retain the ashes sucked in England. Aussies retained the ashes sucked in England. I don't know what that means. Is that a reference to some sort of cremation? The ashes? Aussies retained the ashes sucked in England. I don't know what that means. Please clarify, Aussie Sam, if you want to call and tell me. In the meantime, though, I'm going to go to the phones here. Hi, you're on another Dumb Show. Who's this?
It's your mother.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
Hey, I can't hear you.
What do you mean you can't hear me? On the phone?
I can't. No, I can't hear you on my TV, and my speakers are working.
Well, Mom, I've not gotten any messages from anybody else telling me that they can't hear me. So I definitely believe it's probably got to be a problem on your end, because if for some reason, if I'm not, if people can't hear me, the League of Dummies, they sure do let me know very quickly. So maybe your YouTube is turned down, or your speakers are not turned up all the way, or I'm not sure. It might be two different things you got to turn up or down. All right.
Okay. All righty. I'll see what it is.
All
Thanks.
right. I
Have a
love you.
good show.
Thanks, Mom. Bye.
Love you.
Love you too. There you go, guys. That's the infamous Bish. So yeah, look at that. The phones are working, peeps. So Becky said that her audio was not working for a sec. She just closed it and reopened it. So hopefully she'll do that too. Yeah, Air Sweet says that's just like Charlie's mom calling into the aftermath for tech support. LOL, hi Bish. Yes, it is exactly what it was. That's not exactly. I thought she was just, when I said I just somebody call in and say hi just to make sure the phones are working. I thought that's what she was doing. No, she's calling to tell me no, it's not working. Oh, Mom, I love you. I got a great story about her that I'm going to talk about later on today. So it's funny that she called. So Nugget Man with a nice super fan donation in there says, great shirt, damn. Go Browns. That's right. The Brownies are playing tonight in the Hall of Fame game. And yeah, we'll talk about that too in a little bit too. I have kind of a funny story about the last time the Browns played the Jets. Well, not in Canton, but here in town at least. Is a pretty funny story. And now Aussie Sam has clarified his comment. He says that the Ashes is a test cricket series. The term originated in a satirical obituary published in a British newspaper, the Sporting Times, immediately after Australia's 1882 victory at the Oval. Its first test win on English soil. Okay, so they got some real bangers over there. Hardcore slams. Aussies retain the Ashes, sucked in England. Boom. Okay, that's how you guys get down. Those are the cricket slams. I don't know. I think I'm still a little confused about it, but there you go. So, all right, looks like a couple people had some issues where the audio was not working for a second, and then it was working. So, well, that sucks. I hope people weren't turning it off because it wasn't working. That sucks. But anyway, all right. Well, gosh, you guys are busy in the chat today. I'm trying to get to, I see I got my main man Mikey down there, but I just shout out to Amy Davis. She's welcome to the League of Dummies. She's an official member. And of course, you can become an official member of the League of Dummies just by hitting that join button. It's the best way to help support another dumb show. It's $1.99 a month. And like I said, you become an official member of the League of Dummies and you help support the show. I did just mention him, and he is down there. I think he's got all his paraphernalia put away. Yes, all right. My main man, Mikey, what's going on, bro? How are you?
What's up, buddy? How you doing today?
Good. Not as good as it looks like you're doing, man. You look like you're feeling good for the start of football season, my friend.
Dude, it's
It's one of those days. Okay. Did you get a new?
I didn't get to enjoy any lavender or anything like that, like this morning or anything like that. It was a kind of a decent day at work. I got home, I ate some food, and then I went and stopped at my new
something's on fire there,
dispensary.
man.
I don't know what I got some incense going in the house.
Ah, gotcha.
It's that all natural.
Right, nice.
Something.
That's fantastic.
Smells a little like a skunk.
Patchouli, right? Isn't that what all
Yeah.
the hippies burn or whatever? So
Yeah.
you're fine. Just catching up for the day is what's going on with you.
Yeah, and I got a pre-roll called Sky High, and then I got another one that's called Black Cherry Blast with some super buff cherry, some super boof, and black cherry.
Nice. Very good. I think that's those are some weird ass names. God, they come up with some goofy ass names. I don't know why that bothers me so much. I don't know why the goofy names bug me, and naming them after other foods and stuff. It just bugs me so much. I don't know why.
So are you like okay with some names, but then not okay with other names?
Yes,
Or
like
is
I
it
was
just like the names at all. Like
old school names I like. G13, Northern Lights, that kind of stuff. Orange 43s.
some White Widow, some
White-
Easters.
The classics, exactly. OG Kush,
I
the
would love some
Diesels.
Easters again.
I don't know Beasters. I don't know what that is.
It was a bud that used to. I'm almost certain it used to come down from Canada. It was a really like tight, compact bud. It's one of them ones that where you'd have to throw it into a grinder, like you'd get yourself like a whole O or something like that, and it'd be one of those things where you look at it, you go, that only looks like it's a quarter of what it should be.
Those super dense, busy buds. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you're catching up. Did you see? Oh, by the way, I want to remind everybody, we just talked about it before the show. I have a couple people who emailed me back. We need more people to fill up the fantasy football league. So if you are interested in being in the Another Dumb Fantasy Football League, all you have to do is email me, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. Very easy way to get into it. It's a $100 buy-in, and then we're going to have it broken down. Obviously, we'll do a winner, and then we'll do consolation prizes and stuff like that. Pat Wooey did a really nice job. He broke it down for me in a DM. I asked him to email it to me, but I don't know if he did get around to that. But I have a couple other people who emailed me today who are interested in getting into it. So I'm looking to add some more people to the league.
Come get that smoke.
Yeah, with the $100 buy-in, I think if we, depending on how many people we get, that's say we get 10 people, what we do like the winner gets 700, and then you split do 200 for the consolation, 100 for the third place maybe, or something like that. That sounds like a nice round. I think that's how Pat Wooey had broken it down too, and that's kind of what I was thinking
I'd always
too,
be down with paying the top three.
Yeah, I think that's fun. That makes it, that puts a little bit of action in there,
Mm-hmm. And we can even do, I don't know if anybody else is interested in doing it, but we do like little consolation prizes as well. Or you throw in a little bit more money at the beginning of the year, and it breaks down. You know how you can do like a pick'em league as well? Like, do you do your parlay every week?
No, nope, no idea what any of that means.
You just pick all the games. Who's going to win what game? And
okay.
For every one that you get correct, you get a point. Tiebreaker goes to the closest score for Monday Night Football, and then.
Boy, this is getting deep. This is getting harder than I feel like it needs to be, though. To add, because it's a lot to keep track of every week too. You know what I'm saying? Especially with you in 2 leagues. I don't know, man. That's going to be a lot for you. And I don't know if other people are in other leagues or whatever. But
you know what? You're not wrong. I'm struggling just describing everything right now.
Yeah,
so
that's what
I'm going to juggle 2 teams and pick 4 things and. Huh?
Exactly. You're like, is it the green team? I'll take that. That's who I want. I'll pick the green team this week.
I haven't had trail thoughts like this, like where it's just going off in the middle of me just talking and it just goes random places. I haven't had things like this in a long time.
That's how I was like last night, to be honest with you. I really during the break, man, I ripped that stuff down that I got from the dispo, and boy, oh boy, was I soaring. Like I said, I felt like I was 18 years old again. Basically.
Yeah, it's that chase the dragon feeling. It's that it's the high that you're like looking to get, like that you've been chasing for the last 30 years trying to find again.
Yeah, it was it's caught me off guard for sure. It definitely did. And then B1 partook a little bit in it and actually literally fell asleep on the couch. I'm not even kidding. She just zonked out. It was too much for her. So. I know Brap is annoyed about that we're not talking about racing.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know. F1's on a break right now, Brap. So that's my big racing right now. I don't even know what F1 is smart. They know football season's starting this week, and so they're like, we'll take a couple weeks off while everybody gets NFL fever for a few weeks, and then we'll come back and do the second half of the season. So yeah, F1's in a little couple week break right now. So,
dude, just think, we have football every week through February.
I know, it's awesome. I love it. It's so cool.
Through February, man. I'm like giddy, like a little kid. Like I can't wait.
I'm excited. I am excited too. And it's funny because there's a game. It starts at 8:00, and we're supposed to go till 9. Yep. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I definitely. If this is a real football game, I'd be like, sorry guys, we're wrapping it, or we would have started early and been done.
Preseason is so different now than it used to be. Like, most of your marquee players and franchise players, they're not even playing any snaps in the preseason.
Yeah, they're not going to touch I don't blame them though. As much as you play these people, and if these games don't count, don't put them in. This is stupid. This is just a cash grab for the NFL.
I don't want to see Kirk Cousins. I don't want to see Justin Jefferson. I actually enjoy the preseason because you get to know everybody on the 90-man roster and go through the cuts and stuff like that. So when you're getting into like week 12 and 13 and you're on your 10th offensive line rotation for the year, you can actually know some of these guys.
Yeah, I'm over preseason totally. I don't care about it other than the little bit of pomp and circumstance that goes around this first game with the Hall of Fame and
Yep.
the inductees and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's like, dude, let's just get to the real football because
Yeah,
it is.
they're
It
not
is. It's just
showing any
people getting hurt.
scheme. There's no,
Yeah.
there's no scheme. There's no game plans.
It's just a way for
running
them
basic
to.
offenses, and it's like a scrimmage.
Yeah, it's like a way for them to weed all that out, all the shitty players out, and all the stuff that they know doesn't work, and all that kind of crap. Weed it all out. Hi, you're another dumb show. Who's this?
Yo, dumb, it's Pat Wooey.
Hey, Pat Wooey, what's up, brother? How are you?
Not much, man. On some steaks. How are you?
Nice, good stuff. I saw something about you were doing some fillets. Oh, is that what I'm hearing? You're scratching off the grill right now?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, so
I'll close the grill.
no, that's okay. You do your thing. Just don't burn yourself. Don't watch those eyebrows when you light that thing. Are you? So you're calling in about fantasy football, I'm assuming, or you're one of our resident gurus. Do you think non PPR?
Yeah, either one. Yeah, I'm a non-PPR guy, but with this, the way the running backs have been going lately, if you guys want to go PPR, I'm, all for that too. I've always been, standard scoring, but
Okay.
I'm down for whatever.
I did forget to. Mikey's your thumbs up guy? You're a standard scoring guy as well?
Standard scoring all day. I don't need no. It's 247.21 points to
Yes.
210 points.
I agree.
I'm all good with winning 85 to 60.
Okay, maybe that's. I must have been one of those a standard scoring league then, because we weren't getting outrageous numbers like that. If like somebody cracked 100, it was like, woo, that's pretty freaking cool. You know what I mean? Like that, or like. So I don't think people were getting up way over 200 that I remember. So
And we got to go with: are we going to have a defensive player? How many flex spots we going to have? What's the roster going to look like?
I've only done it where you just have a defensive team. I've never done with a defensive player.
Yeah, team defense.
Team
We
defense.
do team defense and one defensive player.
I don't even know how do you do that. Was it based on like a lineman get sacks, cornerbacks
Tackles,
get
sacks,
receivers, all that stuff?
Tackles. It just goes by tackles, sacks, interceptions. It just scored that way. So it's
Interesting. That's an interesting little twist.
mostly it's like linebackers and stuff. I've been rocking with Eric Hendricks for the last 10 years. The guy averages like 14 tackles a week. It's like 14 points a week.
I see. Okay. That's not a terrible idea. I'll have to consider that. So, all right. Pat Wood, anything else going on, man?
Nope, not at all. I just wanted to call and see if you guys needed, any more info on, what I was thinking about the league and stuff.
Perfect. All right, cool. Well, if you let me know if anything else pops up in your head or whatever, I appreciate you calling in, my dude.
Pat, you're a Browns
Yes,
fan,
sir.
right?
Of course.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you're a Brownies fan or somebody else.
Yeah, this guy works about 10 minutes from downtown, if that. So like 10 steps from downtown, pretty much, it seems like. So, yeah, he's a hardcore Brownie fan. So, all right, Pat Wooey, I'll talk to you soon, my dude.
Yeah, have a good one, brother.
All righty, guys. Later.
All right, later.
Later.
All right, perfect. So one more time, just so everybody knows, we still have room in the league. I need to add a few more people in. It's a chance to win some, you got to put a little bit of money in, but it's a chance for you to win some significant dough if we can get enough people in this league. So if you're interested in joining Another Dumb Fantasy Football League, you can just email me at anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. Man, I love when the phones work. Curious George, you're on Another Dumb Show. What's up, my dude?
Good evening, guys. How you doing?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Great. So quick question. So you guys have been talking about football for a while now. I know, Dumb, that you're such a big football nut, as well as Mikey. He has an encyclopedia of knowledge of football. But I was kind of curious. He's got a girlfriend now, and yeah, we'll just you say B1. Is there any kind of trade-off? Like, I'm sure B1 doesn't want to sit there and watch football all day, or Mikey's girlfriend to sit there and watch football all day. Is there ever a trade-off like, hey, look, you do things that I like to do, like watch football or watch UFC, and I'll do something, or I'll do things that you like to do. What are those things that you've done for your significant other?
I became a country music fan for B1, I would say. I enjoyed it a little bit, but I hardcore dove like kind of head first into it when I started dating her because I knew that she was really into it. And she made an effort to start to try to watch football and learn about football a little bit. So I think it was kind of a two-way street there. But George, I'm such a dork. I watch girl shows too. Like I watch, her thing is SVU. She's obsessed with Law and Order SVU. She loves Olivia, Finn, all of them. It's her favorite thing in the world. It's all that is all that girl watches. If she's not with me, that is all she's watching. So usually what I would kind of do to
Do you like watching it?
I don't mind it. I didn't like it as much at first, but now I kind of have fun with her when we watch it, like because it's kind of cheesy sometimes. So if you kind of have fun with the characters and the one-liners and the cheesy one-liners and call a bus and all that shit, you just learn to like it a little bit and have a little bit of fun with them as they watch it, because she doesn't take it super seriously. She just enjoys it. You know what I mean? So if we can joke around about it and it wasn't a big deal. And I watch, she doesn't watch real girly stuff a lot of times. And if she did watch it, it usually wasn't when we were around, because whether she was lying or just compromising, she never really had a problem usually with what we were watching. Unless I had news on all day. That would drive her crazy. Then she'd want to watch something else. But Mikey, how about you? Do you have to do a trade-off with your girl?
No, not really, to be honest with you. Like, she has... Oh, my camera got all goofy there.
It's okay.
We do everything with, like, her and the kid and everything like that during the week. She knows, like, my Sunday routine is, like, it's like church, because I bowl in the same bowling league that I've been bowling in for 18 years. I get up at 8:30 in the morning. I'm at bowling from 9 to noon. From noon to 1, I'm getting over to my buddy's house. I'm usually watching football there till 4, and then I'm at home watching football till midnight. Saturdays are for her and the kid.
So she knows
some of the stuff.
Major investment.
Some of the stuff that I've done, like I've taken her to Pittsburgh. I've seen a few indie bands that I've never heard of, and jumped into some music that I'm not interested in at all, really. But
so there you go. It's kind of the same stuff,
fan.
like getting into just kind of doing the trade-off, kind of getting into what she's into.
House projects, doing like stuff around the house, doing like puzzles and stuff with her.
Thank God she's not into that
and then
stuff.
I was actually just thinking and panicking the other day, because now that she's working again, she's going to be like, she works 4 12-hour shifts. She's off 4 days. She works 4 12-hour shifts, but it alternates from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And
it's all over the place.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for football when I'm babysitting and stuff like that. Like my whole routine for Sundays, dude, like, I guess I'll like.
Here you go.
I guess he's gonna come with me.
SpongeBob and iPad. Here you go.
Put these noise canceling headphones on and never repeat what I say ever again.
But maybe you get lucky and he'll start getting into it with you, and you can watch it and you can teach him about football and all that good stuff. Maybe that'll happen.
He does like the Vikings just because I like the Vikings, so he's got like a Vikings hat and a couple Viking shirts and stuff. But when it comes to sports, man, there is zero interest.
Yeah, he's one of those kids.
Yep, dude. What? Between 7 and 8, or just turned 7 years old. I can't get the kid to like swim. I can't get him to want to ride his bike. He's scared to death of his bike. Like,
well, give it time. Give it time. Every kid's different with their. Some kids are more timid. He's got to get around other kids and see the other kids doing it too. Maybe that might be part of it too. If he's not getting a lot of time with other kids doing that. So, George, do you have hold on one sec, Mikey. Yeah, George is still here. So, George, any other questions real quick before I let you go?
Yes, real quick. I thank you. So we're getting to know Mikey real well, and this is the only way, Dom, that I can do it is just to ask questions and stuff, just to get to know Mikey and stuff.
I like it.
So, Mikey, a while ago, on the first time that Dom had the another Dom show before he took a small hiatus, I asked him about if they ever do role playing, B1 and Dom. I think they have done it before. I think she was like a doctor and he was a patient with a bad vasectomy or something. I couldn't remember what it was. But what about you, Mikey? Do you guys put some spice into your relationship? Do you guys role play? She's the cop and you're the guy busted for drugs or anything like that?
That's great.
Yeah, I usually just. No, I'm not gonna make that.
The
joke.
the rehab orderly holding you down and
Yeah, I pretend to be OD'd on the floor, and she just jumps on me.
resuscitates you with her crotch, just mouth to mouth, just with another part, different
Yeah,
orifices.
something to mouth.
That's funny.
But
all right.
no, it's very there's we have our spice and everything like that, but role playing isn't something that I'm really into. Or if she was into it and wanted to do it, I'm not one to say no to trying anything with her. So, yeah,
Try it. It's fun.
Just not something we've ever done.
It's fun. It really is a good time. Like I think we've done a few different ones. Like one of the ones we've done like first date ones where we pretend it's like a first date. That's a kind of easy one because you've already done it. You know what I mean? So you kind of do it, you could kind of play whatever role or character you want really in that moment. And you could be hyper chill. You could be hyper sexual.
I just kind of did that. It was the first weekend that her son was gone because we have him for the entire winter and school year.
Yeah.
The only time we ever get alone time is like if my parents babysit or anything because she doesn't have family up here. But this was like the first weekend that like he was gone, and there was no stress about having to get up early. And the whole night we just kind of like playfully bantered back and forth that this was our first date. And
there you go.
Spicy and
that's fun, isn't it? Yeah, like that was it. Ours didn't last very long. We didn't make it too long. Like we got in the door and it was like, supposed to be like after dinner, like the time
Netflix
after dinner.
And chill for a little bit.
Yeah. And boy, we made it about 4 minutes before I had my hand up her shirt, I think, or something. So it was pretty bad. So George, how about you? Have you brought any role playing into the bedroom for yourself? Blue Wolverine?
No,
one
not
step
at all.
and you, buddy. Well, try that one
No,
then.
seriously, I haven't.
Try that one. That's an
I've never
easy
done
start. It's an easy start, George, because and it's not like you're creeping, like you're not trying to like, you're not doing any weird, when I say weird, I don't want to kink shame people, but you're not doing anything that people might deem a little deviant or whatever. It's very innocent.
I'd be bad at role playing. I mean, I'm a fat guy. Dumb.
Hey, I think you
Would
should
I be
just.
Jabba
I think
the
you
Hutt
should
and
just do
she's
what you.
Princess Leia?
No, do what you're doing right now. A little bit
More
of
like
heavy
Pizza the
breath
Hut,
with some
George.
sexual questions.
No,
Baseball.
Yeah, there you go. I'm glad you heard that. He ate himself to death. Let's see. George, I think you really need to take some of the things that you do, like I think you just need to, some of these questions and these curiosities you have about my sex life or Mikey's sex life, I really think you just need to turn around and incorporate it into yours. Next thing you know,
girls will like that. Man.
Things
They
might
like that
change.
honest conversations.
And the worst thing that happens is she says no, and then you try to figure out the next kink or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know what, George?
Good point.
I have you know what? One of these days, George, I have this news story that I've just been sitting on for a while that I wanted to
I'll
do.
be right back, man. I gotta work.
Go do what you got to do, man. I'll cut back to me. There's this news story that's it's 20 questions every couple should ask each other about sex. And you were one of the first people I thought of when I saw this, George, and I was like, you know what? I would love to do this with George on air sometime and see if you've ever considered asking these sort of questions, if you would even consider asking your significant other these type of questions, because you're usually very forward with asking me these kind of questions, but I feel like you have a hard time communicating with your own significant other. Am I wrong about that?
I'm not in a serious relationship yet, but yeah, you're right, Dom. Like when I was, you got it on the nose.
Wait, I thought you were back in one. What happened? Did you just now break up?
No, remember I'm not pressuring her. I'm not, because you guys said, hey, why don't you go hit it? Why not just try? And I was like, I can't, guys. I got to kind of play it cool because I want to win her back. So no, not yet.
No, this is great. This sounds like a girl who's a little bit analytical too, actually. You know what I mean? She's a bit of a thinker. So George, this might be a great way to get her primed up. So what we'll have to do is one of these days, George, we'll have you call in. I'll email you or something and be like, hey, George, I need like 20 minutes, a half hour of your time, and we'll do those questions. What do you think? You down for that?
Oh, that's fine with me. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
I'm
All right,
up for it.
I'd love to do that with you. So, and I really think I'd want to get like a girl on with it too. So maybe we'll wait until like maybe after Allie's wedding, or until maybe, I don't know, if we can get one of the other girls in the league or something, if they want to come on a call or a VMix or something, and we'll try that. Maybe we can get you on a VMix, George, if you want. I'll get you a link and we can have you on camera if you want.
Yeah, whatever you want, Tom. Whatever you
Okay,
want.
perfect. All right. Well, George, I appreciate
Bye,
you
man.
calling in. You know how much I love when you guys call. Oh, Blue Wolverine would like to know a question, George. When you finish, where do you prefer to finish?
Okay, I can answer this question, but I'll have to go because I have a sensitive stomach when I think and talk about jizzing.
Oh, I
So when I
forgot about that.
finish, when I finish, it's wherever on the back, on the butt, on the stomach, just whatever position I'm in. That's what I do.
Do you ever
I just
get
kind of pull out?
Do you ever get concerned? Like, do you because sometimes like when you crank it, obviously you got to do it by yourself too sometimes. Like, do you ever worry, George? Now, I'm not going to lie to you, George, because like sometimes, depending on if I'm not paying attention or not, because I'm usually laying in bed. And George, I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I've blasted myself right in the face before. Just
Come
totally,
on, Dom.
not lying. I'm not
gotta
kidding
go,
you,
man.
dude. I got it in my beard and everything. It was so gross. It was like right next to my lip, right here next to my lip, dude.
Right,
It
Dom,
was
I love
so
you, man.
close. It almost shot right in my mouth, dude. It was crazy. You should have seen. I was so pissed.
Love you, man.
Love you too, George. Man, I forgot all about that. Oh, thank you, Blue Wolverine. I really appreciate that, my dude. Oh, that was great. I don't know what happened to Mikey. He had to go real quick. I don't know what's going on with him. He's even off his video call. He had to shut down there. So I'm not sure what's going on with him. I did have a question for him. I wanted to ask him if he had seen there was some big melee, because I know he's all into that he's into that fight with Nate Diaz and Jake Paul coming up. Boy, and things got messy, just like the last time I cranked it. It got really messy. Things were flying through the air at that Jake Paul thing. So we'll wait for Mikey to come back, because I want to talk about that fight and those guys, they square up with each other and stuff, the pressers and stuff. Well, there's some pretty crazy hijinks that happened at the Jake Paul, Nate Diaz presser. So we'll talk about that. Let's see. Oh, I do have a couple updates from yesterday. Yesterday we talked about cool, we got a couple more people in for the fantasy football. I just saw a couple of emails, so that's good stuff. We're getting that league filled up. Hell yeah. Yesterday I played a video for you guys, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a dipshit, or I'm not sure what happened with it. So when on YouTube, I can't play like certain videos because because they're owned by other people a lot of times, so I get dinged for it, so I have to trim it out. Like, so yesterday I played the video of that Somali runner that got dinged. I wasn't allowed to play that for whatever reason. Somebody else apparently owned that, even though I didn't think they did. I actually don't believe that the people who claimed it was theirs technically owned it. It was from, the copyright claim came from some show in New York, some sports show in New York City, and clearly that was a video broadcast from somewhere in China or Japan or wherever the hell that was being held. The Chengdu games, wherever that is. But so yeah, I had to trim that out of the video. So if you watch yesterday's video after it was live, you'll know why that video, part of the video, is missing. They made me trim it out in order for that video to be able to be playable, because they totally shut the whole video down. It wasn't playable for a little while. So, but I think I found another version of it. So here is that video from the Somali runner who came in dead last at that race. There's an update to the story as far as why she was there and what is to come from that. So there she is. Shit, sorry, that's so freaking loud. My bad. It got louder as we were going. My bad. So now you'll see her coming in at the end, trotting along after everybody's long since been finished. Hopping a skip. I'm done. And that was the end of that. So there is an update to that story. Somalia has suspended a sports official after the video of the slow sprinter went viral. Oh boy, there's some crazy names here that I'm gonna really mess. Khadijo Aden Dahir, the chairwoman of the Somali Athletics Federation, was suspended on allegations of abuse of power and nepotism. Nasro Akbukar Ali, the athlete who sparked outrage after finishing last, was confirmed to be neither a sports person nor a runner. The Federal Republic of Somalia Minister of Youth and Sports, Mohammed Bare Mahmoud, said the actions of the official had defamed the name of Somalia. So they've taken some action after that video went viral. Let's see, this is not the guy. There's a couple different pictures in here. I'm trying to find the picture of the girl who actually did it. They didn't put her picture up. Oh, they lost it. No, they took the picture down of the girl because they had the actual girl. Where did she go? They had the actual picture of the chairwoman of this Khadijo Aden Dahir, the chairwoman of the Somali Athletics Foundation. Where did she go? There she is. All right, so this is the lady who had her niece run and just totally destroyed her entire credibility and destroyed her just, shame on her nation. Brought shame to her nation, this poor lady did. Not poor lady, she's a dipshit. So her and that girl, this girl's suspended. This lady's suspended. She's no longer part of the Somali, whatever the frig they are. I don't even know, whatever the national Somali running team is. Who gives a shit anyway? But I did find that pretty interesting to see there was an actual update to that. Speaking of updates, there was an update from our favorite fatty, Lizzo. Of course, she's seemingly... Sorry, I just caught the corner of my eye. I just saw the beginning of the first line of this apology. Just the words that she's using are not good for a fat person to use. But she says, Lizzo says, actually, I can pop it up here for you guys. I can just show you. Of course, she's facing a lawsuit from 3 of her backup dancers for sexual degradation and workplace harassment for all kinds of stuff, including being forced to watch dancers shoot bananas out of their vaginas or having people eat the bananas. And I think Lizzo was trying to get the girls to eat the bananas out of the vaginas in this place in Amsterdam called the Banana Bar. Weight shaming, apparently. I must have missed that somehow. I don't know how. I must have read over it and just it didn't register with me that Lizzo could possibly be weight shaming someone, because according to Lizzo, the more weight you have, the better you are. So Lizzo says these last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. Gut-wrenchingly. Gut. I love she used the word gut. You're big old fatty, Lizzo. You can't use gut in your apology. You just can't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. So these last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. As an artist, I've always been very passionate about what I do, taking music and my performances seriously, because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best fart art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sorry, I'm just licking some Kentucky Fried Chicken off my fingers. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I'm not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I am not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. No, starting to look that way. I'm very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. There's nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis, and and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. Fuck you, Lizzo. That was bullshit. That's not an apology by any means. I think that's a straight up lawyer telling her how to write a little bit of a defense. Somebody's helping her write that. I'm not saying Lizzo's stupid or anything like that, but that was clearly pretty obviously written in a very specific way to try to cover her tracks and cover her ass a little bit, considering everything that she's being alleged to do. But I have to agree with Mikey. It did sound like she's a good time, man. It does sound like that's a really great party going out to hang out with Lizzo, because, like I said, the last time I tried to go to a brothel, everybody pussed out. I was down to party in Europe, and everybody pussed out. Bunch of bitches. Speaking of fat asses, did you see, or wannabe fat asses, did you hear what this fucking Mark Zuckerberg, this guy, is trying to pull off? We of course, everybody knows here on, that's pretty funny. Disaster says, Lizzo even sounds hungry in her written words. So let's see. Herman said, ha ha ha, lift her up. Ha 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 ha. Nobody can lift you up, Lizzo. But yeah, speaking of eating like a fat ass, Mark Zuckerberg is in the news because he supposedly has this, he's eating 4,000 calorie a day diet for his training regimen. And part of this this diet that he's eating, this 400 or 4,000 calories, 400,000, for the 4,000 calories every day he's eating, he's going to McDonald's, and he's got a couple different things that, well, Jesus Christ. I can't believe this made the news. I know it's Mark Zuckerberg and we're just nobody here or whatever, but they're saying this is a big deal. This is what Mark Zuckerberg is eating, and we're all supposed to be impressed by this pussy-ass bullshit that this guy's eating. This is the big news story. This is a lot of food. Are you kidding me? 20 nuggets, 1 quarter pounder, a large fry, an Oreo McFlurry, an apple pie, and cheeseburgers. So, because I think Mark Zuckerberg had said, and maybe some side cheeseburgers for later, when he was talking about his workout thing on Threads or whatever the hell it was. But what a load of horse shit. 20 nuggets, a quarter pounder, a large. That's horse shit. Who gives a crap? That's bitch made shit right there. Mikey would hear, if Mikey was here, he would be able to tell you that is bitch made shit compared to what we're doing here on another dumb show. That's all there is to it. So Mark Zuckerberg can go suck a fat one, and TMZ can suck a fat one for doing the news story about that and forgetting all about us. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. That'll wake you up.
My bad.
Whoa. You're back. What happened, dude? That was abrupt.
What's up, buddy? I told you I got a work phone call.
Oh, you on call?
No, I'm not on call, but there's a guy that's struggling with something out in the field, and
oh, cool. It's a perfect time to call you while you're did you drink today?
no.
You look like you're that like zooted that it actually looks like you're like, and like you're almost a little slurry
left
and
side, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this bud's got me nice and shot.
Okay, fair enough.
But no, I actually last night when I took my meds, I started taking the that anti-drinking medication again too, because after we were talking, I was having a little bit of I was thinking about that buttery Chardonnay.
Yeah, it was on.
And I was like, this is like this is like a little bit of an alcohol like thing. I don't know where this is coming from. So
yeah,
I took one of them pills last night. So now I'm back on the medication that'll make me sick if I drink.
that's good. Better safe than sorry. I don't want you
Yeah,
falling back. Is it on or off the wagon?
makes-
Falling off the wagon?
I get run over by the wagon.
Yeah, I don't ever understand that. I never really understood that phrase very much at all, to tell you the truth. So, all right, dude.
And circle the wagons like Bills fans do. I don't understand what the hell that means.
Neither do I. I don't. Circle the wagons. I know what that means. That means like if you've ever seen any westerns, you circle the wagons when you're starting to get attacked, so you have a way to see who's coming from all directions, and you can protect yourself from all directions and keep the people on the inside of the circle safe.
All right.
Yeah. So that's what circle the wagons is. Work together as a team to help the team be successful. That's why you circle the wagons. Like get everybody up and get them moving, circle the wagons. It's like it's an urgency and a teamwork thing, if that makes sense. If I'm saying that wrong, tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that one.
Seems like it. I mean, it makes logical sense to me.
Yeah. Okay. So I think right now that we got Mikey back, actually, what we'll do is I told you guys I wanted to play a little story. I tell you a story about my mom. I had a pretty funny conversation with her earlier today. I got a couple silly videos to play. And then we might end up wrapping up a little bit early to be able to let everybody go to watch the football game because it's getting ready to start.
Are you ready for some football?
Yeah, I mean, it's football season, so we got to get people there. And I don't know if you heard, Mikey, I think you were off when I was talking to George saying that I have a little segment that I want to do with him. It's 20 questions every couple should ask each other about sex. And I thought that'd be fun to have George on.
That is a good one.
To help him possibly get a chance to, get back in his good graces and get back in the pants of that girl he's with.
I was gonna say, did we get any update on George? Did we go any deeper with questions with him? Like, I don't know if he's still with that girl that there was.
He is. He's just not. He still hasn't gotten in her pants yet back because he did back in the past, but now they're together again. But he's not tried to get in there because he's worried.
Is this the wait? The garden hose?
Huh?
What the girl that's not a squirter?
Oh, I actually don't remember, to tell you the truth. I don't remember it was so mixed up. I don't think it's
okay.
I don't think it's her. I think it's the other one that
one
was in
that's
the
after
garage.
that.
The one from the garage, the crazy garage video.
Gotcha,
where she goes peeling away. That was a good one. So, all right. So what we're going to do, we'll let Mikey get settled back in. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about, like I said, my whole situation, my conversation with my mom today was pretty funny. Not a normal conversation. I also had a conversation with my daughter today. It was not very normal, too. I really have weird boundaries in my family. In my family, we all have very weird boundaries, I think. We're a weird family sometimes. But anyway, all right. Let's take a quick break. While we are in break or while we're getting ready for break, I would appreciate it if everybody took a second to hit the like button for me. Make sure you like tonight's video. That's very helpful to us. If you're not already a member of the League of Dummies, please take a second and join up. It's $1.99 a month. And like I said, it really helps support another dumb show, and it'll help us keep rolling on here moving forward. I believe the phones are working. If you want to try calling back once we get back from break, it's 844-HEY-DUMB, 844-448-3862. Mikey, when we come back too, I do want to talk to you a little bit about this upcoming fight with Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. There was a dust up at the pre-fight presser. Nate Diaz lost his mind a little bit, so it'll be interesting to get your reaction on that. That's it. Sorry, I got distracted by somebody was clarifying who George's girl was or whatever. I don't know. So people are saying no, don't have George on. No, I think it would be fun to have George on. I like George, so I don't really give a shit what the old show does if he's not on the old show or what any of that shit. That means nothing to me. I like George, so sorry guys. And one segment, he's not on the show permanently. I said he's going to be on for one freaking segment from one of these days. So if you don't like that episode, you don't have to watch. It's that simple. Scott78 put in a super fan donation there. He says, to all the haters, go Bills. All right. Circle the wagons, as they say. So, all right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Second hour is always happy hour here. It's football season, guys. You know what I mean? Second hour, always happy hour here on Another Dumb Show. Grab your delis. Go grab your lavender. Get yourself riled up. Get those kids put away. Put them in the other room. Give them an iPad. Say it's football season. Whatever your name is, little Joey, whatever you are, go away. I don't want to see you until February, okay? And the only thing I want to see is Another Dumb Show and NFL football and F1 racing. Okay? All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in a few minutes here on another dumb show. Grab some delis, guys. Where's that button at? Where's there? Welcome back to another Dumb Show. I'm another Dumb Show host. Football season is underway, baby. I've got the game pulled up over here. DeMarcus Ware is currently singing the national anthem. Can you believe this, Mikey? They have DeMarcus Ware out there singing the oh, sorry, homie. I didn't even see that there. They had DeMarcus Ware out there singing the national anthem. Did you hear it? Is it any? Yeah.
No, I literally I ended up spending a bunch more time on the phone with a coworker during the break, and then I was like, "Oh my God, the football game!" And now I'm trying to plug in my antenna. And
well, you're not missing anything yet. He's still singing.
I got my mother calling me, telling me that I'm way too stoned and I can't keep my eyes open.
Dude, I'll be honest. This is the most ripped I've ever seen you. Dude. That's why I asked if you'd had a drink, because you are highest I've ever seen you ever.
When I get tired like this, like last night, remember I told you I went to my girl's house last night?
Yeah.
I took my meds, everything like that, but like for some reason when I got there, I was like wide awake. So we hung out for a little bit, and then like 11 o'clock, she's passed out, and I'm sitting in the bed next to her wide awake.
Yeah.
Start scrolling on my phone. Next thing I know, it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm still scrolling on my phone. And then I got to get up at 4:30 because that's when she gets up and she went to work. So dude.
You had no sleep.
I'm just shot. I'm too old
tired
for this shit. Like I got one eye that when I'm this tired, my right eye gets all strokey, so it looks like I've had a stroke. And
you look
closed.
I wasn't gonna say anything. Your one eye kind of was doing one of these a little bit too. You were like, "Hi."
Yeah, I got Bell's palsy.
Do you really?
No,
it looks like it.
Oh.
It does look like that. I was thinking. Sorry, I hate to make fun of you, dude. I really do.
No, go ahead, man. It's all good.
All right, good. As long as you're okay. Did you see any of the?
That's a relative term.
Yeah, as okay as you're gonna be. Did you see any of the hijinks that went down in the Jake Paul and Nate Diaz presser? Did you catch any of that? So yes,
yeah,
you did catch.
Nate Diaz.
Oh man, he went off. So there were a couple of interesting things that happened during this.
You're
presser.
talking about the one that happened today, right?
Yeah, I believe it was today. I think it was either today or last night. I actually don't remember, to tell you the truth.
If it was like verbal sparring and they were going back and forth with each other, I did not see it. The only one that I've seen is when they were sitting there talking and Jake Paul was giving him some compliments and Nate just got up and.
No, you're gonna love this then. So, all right, so it started with there must have been a Q&A session, and I'm not even really familiar with who this guy is, but you might be familiar with him. Do you know what better?
Hawani.
No, this guy named Derek from Better Media. You familiar with that guy? Better Media, I guess, is part of Jake Paul's whatever. I don't know if it's his his production company, and that's what he calls it, Better Media or whatever. But this guy got up to ask Nate a question, and there's clearly some sort of history here, and I'm not really familiar what the history is, but you can kind of get the gist of it when you listen to the clip, which I had to go through and bleep because Nate Diaz has a foul ass mouth. So
now,
here
this
is.
video won't get us flagged or nothing or demonetized, right?
I don't know how this will work. It's I get it off Twitter. We'll see. If not, I'll cut it out. So hey guys, if you're watching and on a replay and the video I'm about to play just isn't there, it's because they made me take it down. So go find it somewhere else. But if you're watching live, Here you go. This is the presser, and I think the pressers should be okay. I feel like versus like because I'm not showing the actual fight. You know what I'm saying? So, but hell, what do I know? Well, let's find out. Here is what happened at the presser today, and the interaction with Nate Diaz and one of Jake Paul's crew. Football's underway. People tackling. Play. Why did that not work? There we go. That's why. Hold on. Here we go. And go.
Hey guys, Derek.
Oh, not you again.
Hey,
Better keep it professional, my man.
What are you? Hey, f you guys. Hey, Nate. Nate. Sorry, Derek from Better Media here. Nate, I actually just wanted to apologize for the last press conference.
Oh, here it comes.
When I asked to fight your brother in the undercard. I'm sorry that your feelings were hurt.
That was more of a statement than a question.
No, it was an apology.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
And like, it's, maybe if your boys see me, maybe they won't f me up this week.
So there's like the past history part that I was talking about. I have no idea. Oh shit, I hit the wrong button. I was meant to come to us. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that means at the previous press conference. I wasn't able to go back and find that anywhere to see what exactly this dude is talking about with the press conference before that, and wanting to fight Nate Diaz's brother on the undercard or whatever the fuck that means. Did you see that? Do you know what he's talking about?
I did not. But
no. Okay.
The kid sounds absolutely crazy for saying that he wants to fight Nick Diaz too. So
is that guy a brawler too?
Dude, both of them brothers are two badasses. They really are.
All right.
Oh,
so
Brownie's cut it loose right there. 25-yard gain.
Whoop-de-doo. All right, cool, nice. All right, we'll take it. Means nothing, but we'll take it. All right. So here
Anything
it goes.
to say, Nate? Can't wait to watch Jake knock you the fuck out.
Oh. Nate did not like that.
Hey, bring this little bitch up here. Get him the fuck out of here. Straight the fuck out.
He's coming.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no. Oh, no. Derek, what have you done?
That's what I wanted. I wanted to see your reaction to that. God damn it, I did it again. Your reaction to that when he got up.
Let
like,
him up there.
Yeah, right? Like, well, nothing's going to happen. You think Nate Diaz would have beat his ass on the stage? Of course not. He's not going to do anything at all. Then
Nate just beat up and choked out a random guy in the streets of New Orleans at 4:00 in the morning not too long ago.
Oh,
Nate
okay.
has also been one to walk through press conferences when Conor McGregor's doing it and start throwing full cans of Monster Energy and bottles of water at the stage. So yeah, he's about to beat the shit out of a fan.
Okay, all right, there you go. So okay, all right, so
respect from all the
what is going on?
So this is where he starts going off. This is where the foul mouth goes into full effect.
The lack of respect from all the
What is going on?
fucking scam, motherfucker.
Oh, I missed
That's
one.
the
What?
problem.
What is on?
Influences these guys that influence the fucking island gay boys because the motherfuckers like you, bitch. You're the fucking bad guy, and this little right here needs his ass whipped. And your dad too.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? After dad too. What does that even mean when he said that, man? I never understood. I watched that like 10 times. I'm like, what is that? Is Jake Paul's dad there? Is that guy's dad there? What is that? Is Jake Paul's dad one of his managers or something?
It's a different lane than saying your mom.
Fucking dad too.
That's what he said. Fuck your dad, fuck your whole family. Look.
It was great. And then there's also there was a it turned out that there was a little dust up in it too. So
Of course there was.
Oh, it's a good one too, buddy. Wait till you see it.
God, I hope Nate smacks the shit out of this kid this weekend.
All right, so here's the end of the presser. Here is the how it went down. It's a little long, so I might end up kind of scrubbing our way through it here, but it kind of, you'll see how it starts.
Ooh, see, Nate has that whole MMA
blah blah blah. It's just them standing next to each other. Now, I'll be honest with you, Nate looks real small compared to Jake. Jake looks jacked compared to him, as far as I'm concerned.
Nate's coming up. Nate's coming up to fight, or coming up and wait to fight this dude.
So he had to put on a little.
I think they're fighting at 185. Nate said he struggled with putting on the weight and staying in shape cardio-wise at the beginning of this training camp.
Well, if you look at his arm right there, I mean that tricep's not too tight. Jake's got a nice tight tricep there. Not so much for Nate.
Nate Diaz has never ever once looked muscular, ripped, jacked, anything like that. If anything, he looks like a string bean getting into the ring, and then he just surprises you.
Okay, all right. So it's deceptive. Maybe that's what we got to worry about with PDJ. Maybe PDJ and Diz when they finally rumble. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
scrawny and skinny PDJ.
Yeah. He just better be able to run and run and run and run and run.
So this is just a bunch of FUs. Yeah, blah blah blah. You this, you a bitch. You can't really even hear what they're saying. They're just talking yak back and forth. And then something happens right about here. They start getting a little bit closer to each other. And this guy, so who's that guy in the middle? Do you know who that guy is? The guy that was kind of running it, Mikey?
No, that's just like a fight announcer or something like that, like one of the promoters.
I didn't know if this was like well, that's what I meant. Like, so you don't know who he is though, but he is involved in like the promotions, or he's like
the guy
part of the zone or whatever.
Yeah, the guy that was fielding questions, I think, to begin with, that said, "Oh,
That's
no,
him.
not him again." I think that's Ariel Helwani. He's one of the top beat reporters.
Isn't that not him? Oh, okay.
No, that's
so
not him.
Whoever this guy is,
he must have moved out of the way. Wasn't Ariel Helwani on the stage at the beginning?
Right there, I thought actually too. So maybe that's just because it was two different clips and they were dressed similarly.
Gotcha.
So, but you see, Nate kind of turns to this dude and gets in his face a little bit. And that's where things he gets up close up on him. And he's even got his arms dropped like he's talking smack to the guy. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts to kind of, and I think like he's like yelling at him like, why did you let that guy up there and talk shit to me? Or I don't even know why he would go at that guy. But then you see fucking Sasquatch come in, this fucking gigantor. This black guy from the right. Look at this dude come in to save the day. No.
Disaster.
Yeah, disaster comes in. And he decides, no, this is not how this is going to go down. And
I'd still put all my money on Nate Diaz knocking that dude out.
So I think, but who, that big guy?
Yep.
But you watch where this goes from here. I don't know what Jake's saying. He's calling him a bitch. But right there, all right, big black guy says, all right. Disaster says, all right, other mini disaster. You got to move. I don't like you being here talking to this guy. I don't like whatever you're going to say. So he calmly removes him. Dude doesn't like that. For some reason, they cut away. I don't know why in the world they would cut away.
Just in case something happens.
And then the room clearer. Now, I've done one of these before. And that, thank God, didn't happen to me. I was at a tailgate one time where I was at one of my buddy. He used to do tailgates. And we had all this equipment, all this DJ equipment out. He was actually, one of his other buddies was DJing, and all the equipment was out. And all of a sudden, there was a fight that started breaking out right in front of a DJ booth. And I'm like looking at all the equipment. He looks at me and he goes, we got to protect the equipment. So I just got big and I did exactly what that guy did, man. I just took myself and put my big arms and big long ass arms out and just went and just bowled through a whole group of people and just shoved them into a whole nother group of people just to get them away from the DJ booth. But thank God when I did that, and I'm not saying like I was a badass. There was nobody, I mean, this wasn't a badass move or something. It was just, it was a group of people who were in the middle of a tussle. I just moved their tussle to another spot so it didn't knock all our shit over. But thank God when I was doing it that this didn't happen to me, because this guy takes a shot. But boy, the guy that throws the punch, Mikey, oh boy, does he pay for it. Watch this. So here's takes a shot, right? Boom, and then bum, 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 bum.
Oh, two piece and a biscuit real quick.
he got blasted.
I need to see that again.
He got absolutely pummeled when that guy decided to do it. So let's hear one more time. He takes the shot, boom, and then boom, boom, boom.
He didn't even get hit. He jumped it. If you look, he matrixed that shit. He said, "Oh, word, wop wop."
Man, but those were some bombs. Thank you, DAZN Boxing. Hopefully, it doesn't get kicked off, get us copyrighted. But hey, it was worth it. It was fun to watch that. I enjoyed it. So yeah, you still think that Nate is gonna win, or you still think Jake has a chance to win? I can't remember who you thought was actually gonna win that.
Jake does have an outside chance of winning. I
Okay.
really do think, but it's going to be one of those things. The beginning of the fight is going to tell, because Nate Diaz takes a lot of damage sometimes, and the
that's
first 3
right.
rounds will tell you a lot.
He's a bleeder.
So if Nate Diaz makes it out of the first 3 rounds and he's doing pretty well, I think he's going to absolutely piece Jake up in the second half of the fight.
Okay, all right. So we'll see if he can make it through. If Jake can get him down early, or outlast the late barrage that you're anticipating coming in. So, all right. I don't know enough about MMA to know either way, and it's not even MMA; it's boxing, I guess technically. So,
I love all the combat sports like that.
Yeah. All right. I did mention I can only tolerate so much of it, dude. To be honest with you. It's got to be huge names where I know it's going to be a really good fight. And I'm just boxing.
You're a regular fan.
I like boxing more. It's just like I spend there watching UFC thinking to myself, this would be so much better if they just made them stand there and throw punches. That's just what I think of the whole time when I watch it.
And I like a nice wrestling match. I like some crotch sniffers.
That's fucking why I hated wrestling, man. Fucking smelly ass dudes. God, I fucking hated wrestling so much.
I'm not smelling them, so I don't know shit.
I'm just saying, man, that was when I was a kid, man. My parents tried to make me wrestle because it was supposed to make you a better football player or whatever, and then I kept doing it because it's supposed to make you a better football player. And I remember
instead it just kills your knees and shoulders.
Oh, it's gross. I'm not one that's interested in wrestling around with smelly ass dudes. It was gross. I hated it because of the smell.
I'm sure
every different person has a different smell, and you'd have to smell what their house smelled like or whatever the fuck they ate before practice. And oh God, it was just fucking God. I hated wrestling. Oh, it was horrible.
The wrestling room smelled like shit at our high school.
Oh,
of
course. Those nasty ass mats with the gross cleaner they got to put on it, and you get fucking
Probably
ringworm.
all shared herpes and shit.
Oh, everybody had ringworm. I thank God I never got it, but I seem like every other person on the team got it. I actually take showers, I guess. Fucking nasty ass people. Speaking of people who are trying to get nasty, my mom had a conversation with her today. Apparently my mom, well, I don't know. I think she's trying to test me out to see how I feel about this, or kind of like see what my reaction would be to it. Because apparently I told her that I had a conversation with my daughter and we were BSing or whatever. And we were talking about my daughter and her relationship with her boyfriend and how their relationship's kind of growing and everything, and what a great guy he is for my daughter, all that good stuff. And he's matured so much over the years, and it just is a good dude for her. And she has too. She's great for him too, as far as I'm concerned. But I was telling my mom about the conversation and their relationship, and my mom mentioned something about how my daughter has been trying to get her on Tinder. And I said to myself, well, why the fuck wouldn't she get on Tinder? That's perfect. That's perfect for her. And she started to act like a little bit like she might be she seemed like she was interested in it, but was trying to pretend like she wasn't. So I ended up trying to suggest to her, why not just download it and give it a shot? Because I just read a study about how people who are over 50 can run a huge risk of living a solitary lifestyle, and it shaves years off of their life. And my mom was the first person I thought of, and then at first I thought of myself. I'm like, Jesus, I'm 5 years away from that. I gotta get in a relationship or something here. I gotta figure out what's going on with B1 or what. or find something else. I gotta get moving here. I'm gonna run out of time.
Get that clock that starts ticking.
Yeah. Well, especially when you read a study like that, where like it says it shaves years off your life, and if you're not with someone by the time you're 50, your chances of ending up just being alone are like they skyrocket at that point. So that made me
Never
really
really
nervous.
alone. You'll just have cats. You'll be good, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I need in-house pussy. You know what I'm saying, though, Mikey? And I'm not talking about kitties. So, yeah, that made me nervous. But so then I thought, but I was thinking of her, and I was like, Mom, this is perfect for you. And she's like, yeah, but I just don't want somebody to like, because my mom's not real skinny lady or anything. She's, whatever. And she's like, well, I'm afraid somebody's going to call me fat. And I was like, it doesn't really work that way, Mom. I don't think that's like, I go, first off, I think they have to pay to be able to send you a message. So I don't think anybody's going to pay just to insult you, number one. And number two, you are the one who's picking who you interact with. I go, you decide who you're going to swipe on, and like based on the way their description and the way they look and
present
stuff.
themselves.
And she's like, and I was like, because I was talking about how I'm like, where I'm at with my situation, and I don't know what's going on with B1, and like also I get worried because I'm pretty shallow, and it's going to be hard for me to, maybe potentially be with somebody who's a little bit older. I'm used to somebody younger, so it's I'm not probably gonna go find another 20-year-old hot little piece of ass. Like that's a hard realization. And, I admitted to her, I go, Mom, I'm kind of shallow. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of a shallow person. And so I like kind of the tight body chicks. And she goes, yeah, you're not like, that's not, every guy's like that. And I go, you all right there, dude?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you just pass out?
I did.
Jesus Christ. Holy
I took a long blink.
0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on one sec. Look. Here you are. This is Mikey on Another Dumb Show right here.
Dude, I'm that's it. That's what I saw.
There you are on the right there, bro. You're like Andrew Mitchell.
I haven't been this tired in years, where I just feel like just shot. Like I'm awake but not awake right now.
Well, I was wondering. I'm like, is he faking for a sec because he wants to go watch the football game that bad? Is he faking being asleep because he wants to go watch the game?
And to be honest, I was looking at the game too.
I stopped talking for a sec on purpose just to see how long it would take before your eyes popped open. That was pretty crazy, man. Man, I need to go to your dispensary and get whatever. What percentage was that thing? I mean,
it's a 33.
Okay, well that could explain it. I had my 34 is pretty strong.
It's also infused with distillate.
Okay. And
rolled in keef.
All right, so yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, and it has a dude. Have you ever smoked anything with a terp tip? Have I told you about those?
Maybe once before. I don't think I've actually. Maybe once before.
It's like the Camel Crush cigarettes. It's got a little flavor ball in there that's full of all kinds of terpenes, and it's either watermelon, strawberry, grape, and you just pop that thing about halfway through, and it's this skunky grape flavor. It's really good. These pre-rolls were expensive. It's a $40 pre-roll.
Jeez Louise. All right. So, okay. Well, that would explain it.
Yeah.
The chat's all on your shit right now. They're not buying that you're just on the weed though. They're saying it's more than that.
Oh yeah, I'm off the wagon, guys.
One way or another, I think is what they're saying. So I did just play that thing with Andrea Mitchell, by the way. The reason I was going to play it was she is in the news right now because she had a Mitch McConnell freeze up actually. So Here's her actually freezing up. Oh shoot, I turned the audio off. Hold on. And then I'll go back to my mom. But since we brought this up.
Molly for covering all the games. That does it for this edition of Andrea Mitchell Reports. Chris Jansing reports right now.
All right. So there you go. She's struggling there she pulled a Mitch McConnell. She kind of reminded me of that and of him when he just froze up the other day. I hope she's okay. I am making fun of her, but I hope she's okay. But her falling asleep
That's
on
what
TV.
I was doing my best Mitch McConnell impression.
Well, his eyes were open, Mike. You remember he had that dead stare in his face?
You can't tell whether mine are open or closed right now either way.
They were you, dude. You were like this. You're gonna go back on the video and go, whoa, because you were literally like this. You had almost started going like this.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
Like leaning. It was pretty crazy. It caught me off guard. I definitely wasn't expecting that. So, back to my mom. I told her that it would be a great idea for her to get on Tinder because she can filter out, she can figure out exactly what she's looking for. She can go to the age she wants or whatever. And then I said to her too, I was like, but I know Tinder can be like sometimes, I guess, out of all the dating apps, that'll lean more like hookup kind of type stuff. Even though my daughter and her boyfriend met there and they've been together for a long time, that does happen. But I said to her, maybe check out like Bumble or Hinge, because I think like even Bumble in particular is even more like it's impossible for a guy to message a chick at all or something like that.
She's got to make the first move there.
Yeah, like so is that how that works? I really didn't understand because I feel like isn't that how Tinder is? You swipe on who you like and then
if you match, then anybody, either one of you can message. Either the male or the female can message and be like, "What's up?" But the Bumble, I'm 90% sure is the girl can message any guy.
I gotcha. Oh,
you
I
don't have
see.
to be matched or anything like that. So the guys are just kind of like sitting there waiting.
Oh.
Or you can like girls and stuff. And I don't know. I'm
but
guessing
you
they
can't
can see your likes.
But even if you match, you can't talk until they. Okay, that's the difference then. So even if you match, the girl has to initiate the conversation.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's exactly what my mom needs to do then. I should definitely tell her to do that. Versus the other one.
That would make her feel a little bit more safe. That's for sure. If she's, a little insecure about, people sending mean messages and shit like that. I don't think that's
is that a thing
go on.
Is that a thing that happens on Tinder? People like
I've never done that or seen that, and I mean I'm a pretty assholey guy sometimes.
I can't. Well, I did say to her, I go, if you like start talking to a guy and then doesn't go well, like if you're trying to have a relationship or something or get to know him and he's like, hey, you want to fuck tonight? And you say no, and he goes, you fat bitch. I go, that's real life. That could happen anywhere. I go, not just on Tinder, Mom. I hate to break it to you. That's just the way real life is. There are guys that are like that. So I don't know. I can't change men for you. So that's just the way you got to deal with. Men are fucking horrible as far as it comes to that. But then right after I fucking had this conversation with her on Tinder, I read or I see a news story on News Nation, which, guys, I know I talk about News Nation a lot. I highly recommend people watch that fucking station. If you're sick of CNN, you're sick of MSNBC, and you're sick of Fox, and you want to watch actual, like, some news that's happening in the world, and then they throw in some fun, like, UFO shit every once in a while, and then they throw in some true crime stuff every once in a while. It's a good little.
What's the name of this news thing?
It's News Nation. It's on News. It's called News Nation. It's a network. It's on YouTube TV. Yeah, I just watch it on YouTube TV. It's one of the stations that they offer. Right. So I just started watching it, and it's run by that guy Dan Abrams, who he used to go on RMG all the time, actually. He's a pretty cool dude. I like him. At least he seems like a nice enough guy. So yeah, so that show is, I always recommend that station. And then if you like Cuomo, they have Cuomo on at night, and he'll get after it. That dude cracks me up. He's the biggest douchebag but somehow
Both of them are.
an intellectual douchebag is what like he likes to come off like he's an intellectual, but he's just such a douchey dude. It's hard to take him seriously as far as I'm concerned. So, but I do like his. Sometimes he's got a little bit lightheartedness to his approach. Sometimes a little bit. So I don't hate him too much. But so anyway, I was watching News Nation and I see a news story. And the headline here, which is pretty similar that I saw, is similar to the one I read or saw. I'm reading one. It says, woman escapes kidnapper's cinder block cell, says FBI, fearing additional victims. Yeah, so I don't know if you heard about this story. This guy...
cinder block cell?
Yeah, this guy in Oregon. I'll show it to you. There's a bunch of pictures of it. This guy... kidnapped this woman. I'm trying to figure out exactly where it was. It's in Oregon. Let's see. All right. So, oh wow. Oh, I didn't realize this. I'm very confused right now. The story is a little confusing because I think they have something wrong in the story here. But it says this guy hired a sex worker before posing as an undercover police officer. Oh, that's what it. So this guy hires a hooker. You with me, bro? Holy shit, dude!
You hired a hooker.
All right, dude, you're going out on me, man. It's crazy. I'm trying to stay on track, but I'm watching and I just see like you're gonna watch, dude. You're gonna go back and watch this and go. People are going to think I'm on something more than just weed. People, like, I'm not suggesting you are. I'm just telling you, you're going to go back and watch this and go, wow, I look fucked up, dude. Like, it's
I'm
crazy.
shot. I also got stung by 3 bees today and hit myself with 2 EpiPens. So I'm sure that has an effect on it as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. You used how many EpiPens? 2?
2 EpiPens.
Are you allergic to bees then, I'm assuming?
Deathly allergic to bees. So I got stung on the back of my neck, the middle of my back, and on the top of my ass. I hit myself with 1 EpiPen while I was working. I called my job. I told them to reschedule because I know what happens when I have an EpiPen. And by the time I got home, my back of my neck was still swelling up and I could feel it in the back of my throat. So I took 2 or 3 Benadryl and hit myself with another EpiPen like I always have to do.
Oh, you're on Benadryl? No wonder you're nodding off. Oh, Benadryl will do that to anybody. That's my mom used to drug me with Benadryl when I was a kid.
Because I'm on the EpiPens. Again, the EpiPen is like a shot of speed. It really messes with my anxiety. I took a muscle relaxer.
Yeah. All right. Oh, you took a muscle relaxer?
Yeah, it's baclofen. It's the medication that I take for my anxiety. It's prescribed by my doctor for anxiety.
Oh,
but
so you got a cocktail happening right now that's part of the problem. All right, I see. All right.
Yeah, but this guy hired a hooker. I need to hear the rest of the story.
Yes, he hired a hooker and then he pretended to be a undercover police officer. He tasered this poor girl, saying she was under arrest.
Oh.
Handcuffed her, put her in leg irons, took her back to his home, saying he needed to take her in for processing. Sadly, on the way back to Oregon, he sexually assaulted her, and then took her to this awful dungeon. This is the inside of where he took her. So it's like drywall, just a little, I don't know, maybe like 6x6 room, 5x5 room.
Yeah, it looks
with
tiny.
a little heater in there. It looks like some water and power. And this is what it looks like from the outside. And that's the piece of shit that did all this. This is what this is like in his basement. He built this cinder block jail in his basement. Yeah, so I was
a little room in there.
That's why I was saying to myself, I was like, Jesus Christ, I just told my mom to go get on Tinder, and God only knows
that's
who's
not
out
even
there
his basement. That's his garage.
Is that a garage?
Yeah, look at the garage door open.
Oh, yeah.
Right above the room.
You're exactly right. I didn't even notice that. Good call. Well, here's another view of it. It's this girl. So she fell asleep for a few hours, I guess, inside this room, and then woke up and noticed that it was kind of quiet and I guess she got she knew that she needed to get out of there. So, and according to the news report, she bloodied her hands punching her way through the door in order to get the lock and everything to break. So she basically punched it into the point where the drywall, you can see right there, the drywall cracked, and she was able to, like down there at the bottom there, and she was able to get that door to pop open. So, yeah, I don't know if having my mom go on Tinder would be the best move after all that, and I'm probably freaking her out, and she's definitely not gonna go on there after I show her that story. But hey, what am I gonna do? I'm hoping that she finds someone and finds some happiness, because I worry about her being all alone for, that would be awful to be that age and be alone and feel like you're not gonna find anyone or anything like that. Anyone else like that, or anyone else to be with, to make you to be happy with. But she's like, I don't mind being alone or whatever. But it's like, well, why not at least try? If you can find somebody out there that's going to make you happy and make your life a little bit easier, that would be,
even if it's just a companion, somebody to do everyday tasks with, stuff like that.
Well, and I told her
Stay
too.
active with.
I go, you don't have to marry any of these people. I go, if nothing else, maybe you may get like a pen pal kind of deal out of it. You get somebody you can just talk to and communicate with, and
My uncle found somebody else. I mean, he was married for 30 or 40 years when his wife died, and then when he hit like his mid 70s, he found a couple lady friends that he got to go to like lunches with, dinners every once in a while.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like sexual or nothing like that. He wasn't going out there trying to get a piece, but it was just companions that he had.
Well, I'm hoping that she'll
And
be
I
able to
think
find something like that, because that's what she needs. I mean, because she's not like my mom's kind of a prude. She's not a hypersexual chick, even though she grew up as like a flower child. You'd think she'd be like that, but she's like the complete opposite of that, which is fine. I'm not judging her for it. It's just how she is. But she's not out looking to get laid by any means. She's looking for a companion, somebody she can talk to, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, down the road, you never know. But I feel, when I say I feel bad for her, I don't want her to think like I feel I'm like dumping on her, like I feel bad for her, like she should, she should be felt bad for. No, it's just a son seeing his mom.
You feel like empathetic.
Yeah, and plus I'm getting a little bit older too, and I'm in a weird relationship state. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with me and B1 moving forward. I certainly am interested in trying to work on things, and depending on the hour of the day, she seems to be interested sometimes, and then other times she's not so much. I don't know. So, but I did get some good news about her. I did mention yesterday that I was worried about her kind of with her mental health and her depression. And I got some really good news today that I guess her parents are going to help her out with paying for
that's awesome.
Seeing a therapist. Yeah, so that's really, really good news. She texted me that, and I was like, that is the best news I've heard in a long time, because but then the selfish person in me went, fuck, she's going to go to this therapist and realize she can do way better than this deadbeat piece of shit like me. And I was like, but hey, whatever. At least she'll be happy.
Don't sell yourself short, man. No, don't do that to yourself.
I can't help it.
I know it's natural and stuff like that, dude, but you guys were a great relationship. You were awesome to her for 10 plus years, and
yeah, we had
an awesome life together and stuff.
We both treated each other well at times, and we both treat each other like shit at times, sadly enough. So
both of you are working on yourselves right now. That's what you need to do. You need to figure out how to love each other, or love yourselves first before you can, be in a relationship with anybody else.
I agree. That's why I've been trying to just let her. Like, that's why I said I've been giving her space and her time to figure out what she needs to work on. So this is really great, even better, that she's going to be doing it with the therapist and trying to get everything figured out from there. So, all right, guys, I think we're probably going to wrap things up tonight. I know Mikey's running out of gas here. The football game's on, so I'll let everybody go catch some football. I'm surprised we still have Pat Wooey here. I expected him to be long gone at this point. So I do appreciate you guys sticking around. I know not everybody here is a football fan, so it is good to know that you guys are still here and hanging out, even though there's a football game on. That makes me feel good, so I appreciate it. But
First
yeah,
game of the year, and I ain't even going to be able to watch it. By the time, as soon as I close this laptop, I'm going to fall asleep on top of the laptop.
I was gonna say, I think you're probably gonna be out cold before you know it, my man.
I know my girl wants me to come over again tonight too, but there's no way I'm driving over there.
Yeah, I don't think you should drive anywhere at all. Definitely not. Don't drive anywhere, please.
0% chance of that happening.
All right, good. All right, dude. So I'm gonna let you go. You go get yourself together. Go sleep. Rap. Do whatever you got to do, man. That way you can get yourself back together. And I'm glad that you had your EpiPens on you and that you didn't swell up and choke to
Dude,
death.
I got them all over the place. I've got 2 in my car, 2 in my work van. I've got 2 in my house. Like when I have these allergy attacks, dude, it's no joke. Like
Well, yes.
When and the bees aren't even the worst ones. When like I have the allergic reaction like to the fruit that I'm eating or like stems in the bud or something like that, like it is like the scariest anxiety riddled I ever get in my entire life. And then you add epinephrine to it, and it's just a whole nother layer of fight or flight. And my body can't handle it. Like I run good for like an hour or 2 after it because I'm running high on the adrenaline.
Yeah.
But then after that, like tonight I'm this tired, I don't even know if I'm gonna go to work tomorrow. Like I can tell you that already. Like I know for a fact.
Take a day.
It'll make me feel like absolute shit tomorrow. Like I'll try to wake up in the morning at 5:30, 6 o'clock to go, and like my body will just be like, no, not today.
Right. Well, tell them tonight. Tell them get out ahead of it. That way, if they need to find somebody to cover your shift or whatever, be like, I don't think I'm going to be in tomorrow, guys. I'm not feeling it. So,
I was just thinking about doing that. Because if not, to be honest with you, I'm not going to wake up till 6:30 in the morning. Then I'm calling in sick too late.
That's what I'm saying. So
for leaving them on shorthanded.
Get out ahead of it because that's especially with those corporate dudes. They don't like that shit. So. Get out ahead of that, dude.
No.
So, all right. Let me let you go so you can handle that, man. I love you, bro. You have a good rest of the night. All right, dude?
Love you too, buddy.
All right, dude. See ya. All righty, guys. All right. Well, I hope he's okay. That sounds like a lot going on there for sure. Jeremy Novak just said, not sure if it's a fake one or not, but just 4 minutes ago, I saw B1 on Tinder. Right. She's also been on Bumble this week. Every time I bring her up, she's on a different dating site. So I don't believe that. She's told me she's not on any dating site. She's not talking to anybody. She's not doing anything like that. So I would be very surprised if I learned that. Yeah, good call. Yeah, Jeremy, if that's the truth, screenshot and email it to me, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. And speaking of anotherdumbshow@gmail.com, that is the way to become part of the Another Dumb Fantasy Football League. We need you guys to email it in. I see we got one. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost there. I think we got enough room for maybe one. We got 2 more spots. I think we got 2 more spots available. So if you want to be a part of Another Dumb Fantasy Football League, I don't want to have to start a second league, but I will if we have to. But as of right now, Another Dumb Fantasy Football League, I got a couple slots left. So shoot me an email, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. Once again, anotherdumbshow@gmail.com. If you've not taken a moment to like tonight's show, please take a second to do that. It really does help out with the whole YouTube algorithm and all that bullshit. YouTube likes when we get the likes. So please take a second to do that. If you are new to the show and you wonder why everybody's got a green name in the league and you don't, it's because they are official members of the League of Dummies. They have hit the join button and they're willing to throw down $1.99 a month to help support Another Dumb Show. And I want to send out much love to all of the official Another Dumb Show League members, the League of Dummies. You guys are the best. You're super dedicated and you're super loyal, and it's always great to see you guys here hanging out every night. So I appreciate everybody taking it, not going too hard on my man Mikey. We're going to take him at his word. If he said it was the epinephrine and the Benadryl and all that good stuff, we'll take my man at his word. Certainly, I would hope that he's not hiding anything from me or anyone else. I don't think that's the case. But we've been going through a lot over the past couple of weeks, and we know how our boy gets. He gets a little self-destructive at times. So that's why I was worried that something might be going on. But it sounds like he's got everything under control over there, and he's going to be fine. And we're looking forward to seeing him tomorrow. So, guys, that's going to wrap things up for us tonight. Hey, go Dogs! Let's do it, Brownies. We're back on. Let's circle the wagons for the Brownies. If you're a Browns fan, hey, much love to you. Let's hope the Browns can get it done this season. I just turned to look to see. They just started the second quarter. The Browns are already losing 6-0. But hey, it's fucking preseason. It means nothing. So I don't think there's really one person playing on the field right now who's going to be starting on the first week. So maybe a couple linemen here and there, but that's about it. So, all right, guys. That's it. That's going to wrap things up for us tonight. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, guys, so much for streaming on the tube with me tonight. I think I did see a super fan donation I might have missed. I did. Charlie Reck, thank you for your super fan donation. Moon rocks all day, every day. Smoke it up, boys. I wish I could get my hands on some moon rocks, man. I can't wait until we go full recreational here and we can get all those moon rocks and all that good stuff, man. God, I can't wait so much. That'll be so great. I did just re-up my medical card though, so I'm good to go for a year at least with the medical stuff. So, Christina says Mikey is clearly unwell, and I guess Dumb is just going to ignore it. No, I literally just addressed it, and I just said I'm going to take my dude at his word. And if he says it was all those things that he was dealing with today, all I can do is believe him, because I don't think he would. First off, I don't think he would lie to me. If anything, he would maybe, if we see this as a pattern, if it keeps happening, then that's a different story. But one night, said he got stung by some bees, epinephrine, some Benadryl. All we can do is take my man at his word. So to say I'm not addressing it is not the case. I'm definitely addressing it. I'm telling you I'm going to take my dude at his word. So that's it. So somebody's saying, Charlie said he got at the moon rocks at the Dispo in Warren. Really? Damn, man, I didn't know that. Good for you, Charlie. Thank you for the donation too, by the way. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know they had those at the actual Dispos. Ooh, I'm gonna have to look around then. Might be worth a little bit of a drive to grab some of that, because I don't want to drive all the way to friggin' Michigan to have to get that shit. That's a long ass way. So, all right, guys. That's gonna wrap things up for us tonight. I do appreciate everybody streaming on my tube tonight. You guys know how much I love having you streaming on my tube. It feels so good, so right. All right, guys, we're out of here. Oh, by the way, you know the rules. Second hour is always happy hour, always happy hour here at Another Dumb Show. And if you've been partaking, if you've been doing any of this, make sure you stay home. Those are the rules. If you've been hitting that lavender, if you've been doing those moon rocks, stay at home. Those are the rules. That goes for you, Mikey. All righty, guys. That's going to wrap things up for us tonight. I'm out of here. See ya.